Hello everyone, before the video starts, this video is me talking about the marketing behind the latest video that I posted that went trending on YouTube a number of times, hitting over 1.5 million views. Again, I'm going over the marketing of it, so it's not going to be exciting gameplay, it's me going to be going over the actual process behind running a YouTube channel. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zakky number 2. Still not used to doing this channel, so therefore my intro is weird, but either way, this video is about... I have actually just recorded this video and then I realized I didn't do it the way I wanted it to and it was too long, etc. But still, this video is about how we managed to get Valorant to be untrending. I don't know how I'm going to title it, how I trended on Valorant, I have no idea. Either way though, we got a video from Valorant on trending at a very exciting time, and I want to go through how I did it basically. What was the thought process? What was the planning, if any, about how we managed to do over 1.5 million views in 24 hours on a Valorant video, when Valorant right now is not as hot as many people think it is. In fact, to be very clear, when Valorant launched back in June, it was at 98% of its full interest rate. What does that mean though? Well, let's go to Google Trends and we'll find out. We're actually going to be looking at this together. So if we go to Google Trends, this is going to be a marketing video, me explaining how things work. It's not going to be a me playing the game video. Okay. Interesting. Because I actually haven't seen this since I posted the video. So this is really interesting, and everyone talks about dead and alive games, you know, dying out. Generally, people aren't excited or interested in looking at the stats, but that's what we do in this channel. So Google Trends gives us information about essentially across all of Google's products, how much interest does a certain term have relative to its performance. So what that means is, this right here is the peak, right? 100%. So let's actually look at this real quick. Interest over time. Numbers represent search interest relative to the highest point on the chart for the given region and time. A value of 100 is the peak popularity for the term. A value of 50 means that the term is half as popular. A score of 0 means there was not enough data for this item. A score of 0 essentially means that it has done so terribly compared to where it once was that it doesn't show up anymore. Now, the best and highest peak, which I think we can all agree with, is during beta drops, right? And that's why we see it being 100%. This was the highest interest we've ever seen on Valorant, because we had every streamer, everyone talking about it, right? It broke records on Twitch for watch time, I believe. Then the next peak, which was 98% or 99% apparently now, the next peak was during the actual launch of the game. And since then, it's all been going downhill. We had one good peak, and that was for the anniversary, and we've gone over why that happened. And then, because it wasn't sustainable, essentially, it now dropped. And so, the game isn't doing too hot compared to where it once was. We're quite literally less than a third now of where we were at the start. In fact, prior to Agent Chambers' reveal, we were actually down to 29. So things were not good. And it made me think, what are we going to do? What's going to happen here? And I still do think, I'm not going to lie, we're not out. We are far from being out the woods yet. We are not where I want it to be at all yet, but we're working on it. Now, when I started Valorant Hub, and I do this with every project that I run, because I run many, many projects online. When I start a project, I don't just think about how am I going to make a living from this, or how am I going to make any money. That is definitely a crucial part of the process. But in order to get there in the first place, to get any meaningful revenue, realistically, and sustainable, consistent revenue, you need to be a part of the IP itself, and you need to build the IP up. What does that mean, though, in English terms? What that means is that when I started Valorant Hub, the idea wasn't just to siphon as much money as I could out of the system, i.e. by getting a lot of videos out and making money. The priority is always to not only build my own revenue stream up, but to build the IP up itself. What does that mean? It means making sure that Valorant players have something to learn about, have something to be excited about, etc., as much as possible. That is what Valorant Hub is about. It's about making sure that there is something that people understand, learn about, etc., that keeps people going back to the game. Now, one might think that that would actually be Riot's job, right? Is the marketing team's job to keep people interested, and it is. But internal marketing teams aren't always necessarily the most successful at bringing that to life. And that's what I'm noticing here. No shade towards the marketing team, but, you know, yeah, it is what it is, right? And like I say, it's no shade, it's just what it is. So on that basis, right, I want to have a look and talk about why we managed to hit trending when no other videos did, including, to be very clear, the official Valorant trailer on the official YouTube channel. That didn't even hit trending, yet Valorant Hubs did. And that was actually calculated to a certain extent. We're going to go over what happened. Before we go any further, I want to actually show you that it was trending so that you're like, you know. So we have here 1.5 million views, number 43 on trending. Now, it was shifting up and down on trending. At one point, I believe it was on number 36. Unfortunately, I was never actually on the video when it was trending, so I kept being sent screenshots, but I never saw it myself, which is unfortunate, but that's how trending works. Now, there was a lot that went behind this, and I think what happened was, and I actually made a tweet about it, and here we go. I honestly thought that re-uploading the Valorant Twitter gameplay trailer to YouTube was going to flop, but my gut said worth a shot. 24 hours on the official Valorant tweet was 1 million views, so let's really quickly get through that again. So what happened was, this trailer came out without me being aware of it. Normally I'm aware of when things are going to come out, because Riot works with us. I wasn't aware this trailer was going to come out at this time. In fact, I was in a call with some of the developers whilst doing all this, actually. So 24 hours on the official Valorant tweet, which is this one to be very clear. And you can see right there, 1M views, right? Only 10 hours in on the Valorant Hub YouTube video, and it was doing 1.1. So in less than half the time, we managed to outdo the official Valorant tweet on YouTube. This was double the awareness of the trailer, i.e. of Chamber, at $0 cost to Riot. That's really important. That's really important because this would have taken a lot of money to pay someone to do. Thankfully, I get paid by YouTube, not Riot. Now, Brink made an interesting point that I worry that others might be thinking. And I understand the point of view, so that's why I wanted to go over it. I think people were just so hyped for the gameplay reveal, and I guess he just happened to get the views on YouTube. Couldn't have worked out better. Now, I don't think Brink meant to, and if you're watching this, Brink, much love to you. Much love to you, obviously. Like, Brink's awesome. They've been around the Valorant Hub community for a while now, but I don't quite think they understood what had happened. And to be fair, that's because I haven't explained it. So most people will be thinking of the same way, and I'm going to explain to you basically what this kind of screams is luck, right? And there's always an element of luck, but you build your own luck with this, and I'm going to explain how I built my own luck with this. I didn't really explain it very well here, but even so, we'll go through it. Soon I'll do a video on Zakky number 2, hello, looking at what I did to this video. My channel historically has been rather lukewarm during hype season up till KO. KO is when I reported on some leaks, and on those leaks I did around 200,000 views on one of those videos, which led to some other videos going somewhat viral. Not even a million views, like maybe a few 100,000 views. But I prepared the channel prior to reveal day for optimizing any enterprise attention I could find. This right here is the most important part of it. I prepared the channel prior to reveal day for optimizing any enterprise attention I could find. This could happen to be it. Now, what generally happens with new events or with new agents or new maps, whatever, is Valorant Hub has actually historically not done very well on them. In fact, when Sky was revealed, I believe on our video where where I made a video talking about Sky, I think it did 2,000 views. We had, I think, around 50 to 60,000 subscribers back then. Now we have roughly around 100,000, and we did it over 1 million views. Now, 60k is a different thing to 100k, but the ratio from 2,000 views on a 60,000 subscriber channel versus 1 million plus views on a 100,000 subscribers, something big happened. And I'm here to tell you exactly what happened now. The channel where I'm going to be going over marketing and gaming and telling you about Valorant and other things that interest me, because I think that this is sort of content that no one else is really posting, especially not in Valorant. No one's talking about how to do this in Valorant. or gaming in general much. The only other person I can think of right now is Devin Nash, I guess, and he's way smarter than me. Anyway, having said that, mainly because he's, I'd assume, in his 40s at the very least, and I'm in my early 20s. Anyway, so why did this happen? Why did we get trending? Why did all this happen? Because I knew when this was going to come out, but other YouTubers knew when it was going to come out. So it wasn't just the fact that I was the first, or the fact that, well, yeah, just wasn't the fact that I was first. And I'm going to explain what happened here. We're going to use good old paint, right? Okay, let's get into this. So we're going to draw a couple of graphs, all right? Again, link me anyone else is doing this, because no one else is doing this. Here we go. So we're gonna look at two options or two possibilities, right? This is possibility A, and this is possibility B. Okay. This is actually the first video I've made like this, so it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but we're gonna give it a go. All right. Let's month this out. September. This is not ideal, but we'll make it work. October. November. I really wish I could just copy and paste all of that. I think I can copy and paste this, to be fair. Nope. Okay. Wow. Yeah, paint's actually crap. Lol. Didn't realize it was going to be this bad. We'll make it work. Okay. So this is possibility A. This is possibility B. So what happened here? Well, let's segment this real quick as well. Bang. Okay. So during September, basically nothing happened. We didn't see anything big at all. And that's really important to note. Nothing really big happened. I guess we had esports, but esports is not the general player base. Esports is the dedicated and hardcore competitive player base, and that's very important to realize. So that happened, esports happened, but that's about it. Nothing to do with Deadeye actually happened, or Chamber, right? So during this time, let's say that Valorant Hub viewership, let's say that this is a scale of 100%, and this is a scale of 0, right? So Valorant Hub viewership was roughly around here. Okay, this is Valorant Hub viewership. Let's actually do this in a different color so that it's a bit easier to recognize. So this was Valorant Hub viewership, right? It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. It was around here. Now, during October, we had a few hints. Nothing big, but we had a few hints. So I made a few videos about that, and it went like this. Right? It went up a little bit. Now, what I could have done, and what a lot of YouTubers did, in fact, we're going to do that differently, went a bit like that. Now, what a lot of YouTubers did was, and I'm not like, saying this was a bad idea, I'm just saying what worked for me. What a lot of YouTubers did was they would make a video about it, but it wouldn't be as important. And so because it wasn't as important, people weren't watching as much. And that's because it's really important to get everyone to watch almost every single of your videos. Now, say that you have another video and that one did a bit better, and then you get really excited because that video did better, so you do even more, but then the market isn't interested in the next video. So it goes like this. And you keep doing this basically, right? Until eventually it basically goes there. Now, this specifically is the most important time. This red line right here, so at the end of October where we are now, was the most important time. This is the hype period, and this is where you need to have a good amount of viewership. Why do you need to have a good amount of viewership? If you're doing 2,000 views per video prior to an important event, likelihood is that you're not going to get a lot of viewership compared to someone else who's doing 100,000 views per video before the hype period. Now, say that this is 2,000 views per video. What was likely to happen, therefore... Wow, that's not what I wanted to do. Really? Fucking hell, paint. Here we go. What was likely to happen was that it would probably do something like this. Or even like that, maybe, right? So you're at this point around 50% of potential, right? And then from here, you know, it's wherever it's going to be because we're not through November yet. Now, possibility B. This is what we did. What I did. What I did was September happened and I watched Partied Esports. And it was around about here. Then October came around, and we started getting some teasers for Chamber. Now, rather than posting every single update, even if the update was minor, rather than posting every single update, I only posted the important ones, and I posted ones that were actually interesting. I'll explain that later, though. And so what ended up happening was my video went like that. Now, other people were just posting, but me, I thought, okay, this video's done that. The next video, honestly, if I'm smart about it, rather than posting some crap about nothing, the next video may be able to go like that. So what did I do? I waited. And then something came out that I thought was worth talking about that was going to be big enough for click-through rate and watch time. Click-through rate being how many people who see the video in their feed, on their, you know, on their homepage, etc. How many of them actually click it? And then watch time is how long did people watch it for overall? So was it 1 million minutes? Was it 2 minutes? What ended up happening was I kept on doing trailers, right? Trailers that people were excited about. And so suddenly my watch time was just going up and up and up. And so once the trailer came up, once I posted the gameplay reveal trailer, by this point, my watch time was already up here. Now, that was my potential watch time here. See? Most channels were at this point. I was at this point. And that is what allowed me to then go sky high. It's because we had initial click-through rate and watch time. So essentially, what I was doing was I was waiting out, wow, 18 minutes. We're going to finish it there, actually, to be honest with you. Essentially, we set up the channel over about a month and a half, ready for this event. The reality is that Valorant is oftentimes very dead. So when you can pick up the momentum, you got to set yourself up for that. And that's what I did. I set up the channel ready for... as soon as something big happens, for Valorant Hub to be the go-to place. And Valorant Hub, by that time, was the go-to place. And so I posted, I think, 2 or 3 videos. And then I posted the... Now, let me be very clear. I did not know that the gameplay reveal trailer was coming out at the time it did. I was in a phone call, well, not a phone call. I was in a Google meeting with the Riot devs and a few other influencers. The trailer comes out, I'm notified it on my phone, and I'm like, crap, this is important. So whilst on the call, I went into Premiere and basically posted this video. Now, I did not think that this video was going to do as well as it did. Let me be very clear. This is not my master plan to trending. This is my master plan to optimizing for the best potential, which ended up happening. I knew that one of my videos was likely to do well based on the previous millions of minutes being viewed that week. But if I only had 50,000 minutes viewed that week, this video would not have done so well. So hopefully that makes sense. Essentially, to be honest with you, I don't think I can explain this any better than I have. It's difficult. But yeah, I'm going to go over more of this sort of thing anyway. So if you're interested in this, subscribe to the channel and stuff. I got to make some more videos though, because this was meant to take only 10 minutes to make. And this is my second time recording it now. So I spent about 40 minutes talking about it. So we're going to finish it there. But with that being said, if this video was interesting or helpful to you in any way, shape or form, I'd like to appreciate it. And if you would like to be kept happening in this game every single day, most times today, this is my channel. I keep everything on every single day. So if you want to be everything happening, hit that subscribe and keep notifications on. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.